Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it very much. This will be a spirited debate. I hope you have nowhere to go today because we've got a lot of amendments that I think are worthy of consideration. A couple of points. What you're trying to do is not improve the court. You're trying to destroy it as it exists. And it's been a long, ongoing effort here. You have to look at this in terms of what's been going on for a couple of years. So Senator Schumer visits the court, goes over to the court a while back and says, I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. This is the majority leader of the United States Senate. Supreme Court justices know they're in for very high profile positions. They have security. That was the explanation given by a representative from New Hampshire when conservative judges basically had their houses surrounded by a bunch of protesters. And Maxine Waters, who I've known for a long time, like Maxine, you ain't seen nothing yet. To hell with the Supreme Court. We will defy them. Democrats look at packing the Supreme Court. The reason you want to pack it is because you don't like the makeup of the court. You have done just about everything there is to do to delegitimize this court. Members of the Democratic leadership went to the steps of the Supreme Court and literally threatened people. When it comes to Clarence Thomas, the New Republic, I don't get it, but apparently some of y'all do. The Democrats need to destroy Clarence Thomas's reputation. You're trying very hard and you're going to fail miserably. This bill is going nowhere. All of us are going to vote no, and I hope you bring it to the floor. I hope we have a spirited debate about what this bill would do to the court. This is not what Senator Cornyn was trying to do. This is legislation that would fundamentally change the way the court operates. The Supreme Court was created by the Constitution. It's a co-equal branch of the government. Our founding fathers decided to create 3 branches of government, and it set up the Supreme Court in the Constitution. All lower courts are created by statute. The bill you have before us would fundamentally erode the power the Supreme Court has enjoyed over time. It would allow lower court justices to dispose of complaints against the court, subpoena the members of the Supreme Court. It would create a complaint body where anybody could file a complaint against the court, and the complaint would be adjudicated by lower court justices, which strikes at the heart of the court being the Supreme Court. Your recusal mechanism, you can't expand the court. Senator Kennedy said something very smart, as he always does yesterday. This bill would shrink the court. There'd be a massive effort by liberals throughout the country to disqualify conservatives in every major case. And the way you handle recusal is that you micromanage how the court must decide when to recuse. The individual justice no longer would have that power. You would give it to other justices. That is a constitutional assault on the power of the court to do business. So none of us have any illusions about what's going on here. This will be on the 2024 ballot, I hope. The effort to remake a conservative Supreme Court is unlimited. What people on the other side will do in the name of having people on the court they agree with is almost unlimited. When the justices were surrounded in their homes, the Attorney General sat quietly by and didn't do anything about it. So I try to work with you when I can. It took us 50 years to get a conservative court. We did it the old-fashioned way. We nominated people, we got the votes, we worked hard. About Garland and all of these other accusations, we did nothing outside the norms of the Senate when it came to finding people to put on the court. The bottom line is this is a bill not designed to make the court stronger, more ethical. It is a bill to destroy a conservative court. It is a bill to create a situation where conservative judges can be disqualified by statute. It's a bill to rearrange the makeup of how the court governs itself. It's an assault on the court itself. So you complain about what's going on in Israel. I hope they can find a way to deal with their independent judiciary problems. But to be lectured by the Democratic Party is a bit rich. Every one of you has openly suggested we should change the number of the Supreme Court. And if I am wrong, this is your chance to say, no, I don't want to expand the court. Because I believe it is the position of the Democratic Party to expand the number of justices from 9 to probably 13 so that you can dilute the power of a conservative court. Just think how that plays out over time. Every time there's a change of power in the executive branch in Congress, will we change the number to get outcomes we like? That's what you're willing to do. That's the most extreme solution to a problem I could think of. Packing the court destroys the court. Passing legislation to micromanage how the court operates destroys the court. Creating a complaint process in the name of ethics that's designed to disqualify people you don't like destroys the court. This will not stand. I don't know what the vote will be in this committee, but I can assure the American people this ill-conceived effort in the name of reforming the court will go nowhere in the United States Senate.
Thank you, Senator Graham. This senator has not taken a position to increase the number of Supreme Court justices. And let's be clear, there is only one living senator who has changed the size of the Supreme Court. That is Senator McConnell, the Republican leader, who shrank the court to 8 seats for nearly a year and for purely political reasons by refusing to consider Merrick Garland's nomination. Chair recognizes Senator Whitehouse.
If I may, so it is the position of the minority that you do not want to expand the court. Is that the position of the Senate majority?
I only speak for myself.
Okay, well, that's one. It is clear that there's an effort by the left to expand the court. And what Senator McConnell did is consistent to what happened in the Bush administration.